Hello Marvel Legends. Well, what is going on here? I'm doing something a little bit different. I am just trying to figure out the best way of using the camera and the microphone and see what sort of works and what doesn't. So this is a bit of an experimental video basically, but I thought I would put it up on the feed just to kind of see if anyone enjoys it, or if if I'm gonna do this, I might as well sort of get some content out of it, because that's what this is all about, you know? Cut me, I bleed content. That's all I'm sort of producing at the moment, so might as well enjoy it and get some good stuff out of it. Because I thought, what can I just do some talking about that is going to be able to be of interest to people? And I thought, I know, I'll talk about Star Wars. In fact, I will tell the story of Star Wars, because what I want to do is just get lots and lots of long audio that I can play around with and edit and try and find like the best way of then, you know, getting rid of echo and all sorts of things like that. So this will probably be a productive video, but very, very rambly, but hopefully fun. So Star Wars. I'm going to tell you the story of Star Wars as if it's completely new to you. So Star Wars. This is now Star Wars, and it is episode 4 now, not the beginning. You'll find out later why. So we're starting with Star Wars episode 4, A New Hope. It's a very encouraging title, A New Hope. We don't know what we even need hope for. I mean, we're coming into this blind. So is hope required? Are we having a bad time right now? I mean, if Star Wars was released today, you would think, oh, great, well, I need hope, because this is not a good time. I mean, it says a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So we assume that they are in our world, but of course it's before 2020. That's the interesting thing with Star Wars that no one ever sort of contemplates, is that it does actually start with the claim that it's a true story, which no one ever sort of touches on, which I really quite like. I like the idea that Star Wars is saying, hey, this actually happened, but it happened a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I dig that. I always go into Star Wars with the idea of like, no, this is a true story that we're being told. It's a true story that occurred a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, which is where would probably be a nice place to visit, I would have thought. It's can't be any worse than what we're dealing with right now. So yeah, Star Wars. And it's taking place in episode 4. So we've had 3 before, but we don't want to touch on those yet. We'll get to those in time. And maybe just me rambling about what they involve will be more interesting than actually watching those, because hoo-ha, we'll get to those another time. So we open up with, I can't even remember what the title crawl says, but it's a bad time. Bad things are happening. The Empire is just ruling the galaxy, and they have been for about the last 20 years, which really, when you think about galaxies and whatnot, is not really that long of a time. I mean, do we really need a new hope? Like, how bad is this empire? They have the trade reforms not been good? Like, it takes time for even a regular society to kind of collapse, let alone sort of a galactic one. But either way, this new galactic empire seems to have really sort of effed things up in a short amount of time. So we are in need of a new hope, and that hope is coming in the form of these rebel plans that have been stolen and then spirited away by the rebels. So we have the rebels and the Empire, and we open up with, I thought that I separated those enough to not have that happen, but there we go. So it opens up with the rebel ship flying across deep space, and it's going over and over and over, and you're thinking, wow, this is a big old ship. And then of course, that was just the preamble. That was the amuse-bouche for the nonsensically gigantic Star Destroyer that then approaches it afterwards. And as the Star Wars saga will go on, it will just get stupid. We're like, let's get a bigger ship and a bigger ship. And it's like, wait, this ship is the size of a planet. Well, okay, that's actually not big enough. We're going to go to episode 7 and have an actual planet size. This is so stupid. Why didn't they just stop? Because there was money to be made. Now, the original trilogy, not the first 3, but the middle 4, or the middle 3 are good. So we have the Star Destroyer chasing after and firing at the rebel Corvette. It was called a Corvette. Like, where did that name come from? Does Corvette mean something that actually because I just think Corvette as the car, a Corvette, and it's like it would be like calling it like the Rebel Nissan or the Rebel Toyota, the Rebel Corvette. It's like, does Corvette mean something that I don't understand? Does Corvette just mean thing that carries people like a vehicle? Because it just sounds weird. like quickly, we must get into the Corvette, and you can take the mini metro, and we'll take the BMW. It's very, very strange. That was my Admiral Akbar, by the way. So they're, you know, being pursued by the Star Destroyer, and then eventually, like the mouth of the Star Destroyer kind of opens up. It's a tractor beam. That's it. Another strange word to use in Star Wars. A tractor beam. I imagine, do they have tractors? They probably must do, or you know, like sort of hover tractors. You would have thought. But then again, if why do we call them tractor beams? Well, we don't call them tractor beams because we don't have tractor beams. You're attracting it, I suppose. It's an attractor beam. I just realised that. Wow, that's up there with my foot soldier revelation. It's an attractor beam. So do tractors attract things? No, they have tracks. Or tractors used to have tracks, maybe? Gosh, we're going down a well here. Either way, the Corvette is tractor beamed into the Star Destroyer. And this is where we see our first characters, really, our proper characters. We have C-3PO and R2-D2. And these are sort of known as the gay robots in Star Wars, which I think is kind of lovely. They never sort of explicitly go into this kind of thing. I don't think robots have any kind of real romantic feelings, but they are absolutely an old married couple, and that's just delightful. And actually, you say gay robots from Star Wars, but actually R2-D2, I mean, R2 is pretty genderless, you know, and Star Wars is something that's always kind of shied away from having any kind of gay or bisexual representation. Anyway, what was I talking about? R2 and C-3PO. Yes, so you know, we have the sounds, the classic sounds of the ship kind of locking in place, and C-3PO is like, oh, we do, and yeah, R2's like. And of course, Princess Leia is doing all of her little sort of, you know, putting things in R2 and sort of, you know, looking away. And this is where we have the Empire about to board the ship, and they're you know, all of the rebels are sort of, you know, standing ready right there, you know. And I'm no sort of military strategist, but I don't know if that's really the best sort of response to just line up in a straight line down the corridor. I mean, yeah, they have some cover, but like, really, can you just sort of like just stand back and just like plant some bombs or something? Like just standing there is probably not the best idea. Although that's kind of something that's sort of very classic about Star Wars is that it's so kind of based on like classic old war movies. So everyone's using classic old sort of war techniques. It's all sort of like, you know, the Charge of the Light Brigade and you know, Zulu and all that kind of thing. There's no sort of there's no effective military tactics. It's all fighting like it's, you know, the 1600s and 1800s, but with lasers, and it does make for more classic kind of storytelling, I suppose. So I'll go with it, but you can tell all the guys are there, you know, with their guns ready, but they're just thinking like, oh, we're so effed. Like, did you see the size of that ship? Did you see the size of that ship? I saw the size of that ship. You know that there's like escape pods just back there. We can go. Where did we go? Or should we just like oh I have to go and go. I forgot my other blaster. I gotta go and get it. If we go to the escape pod, no, I'm coming straight back. I'm coming straight back. Oh, they're here now. And so yes, the stormtroopers come in, and of course the first 4, 5, 6 stormtroopers just get blasted the second the door opens, and you think like, who was there? Who was the stormtrooper like at the front going like, why am I standing at the front? Like I'm so blatantly gonna get shot. Like the door's about to, what, you're telling me it's like, and some guy's like, no, it's fine. Don't worry, they won't have anyone there. No, the door's gonna open and they'll just be standing there with their hands up. Really? Really? Yeah, it'll be fine. I feel like they'll be trying to shoot me. No, just wait. Okay, stormtroopers are gullible, it would seem. Actually, I say that, but they did make a point in Attack of the Clones that If it was a clone stormtrooper, then they're sort of conditioned to like just follow orders and do as they're told. So that kind of makes sense. But you know, by this point, I think they've kind of like circulated more kind of conscripts and stuff into the stormtroopers. So it probably wasn't a clone. Either way, they get wasted very, very quickly. But you know, eventually more of the Imperial forces overwhelm them and they just blast their way through. We see like a different C-3PO, like a lighter colored C-3PO, sort of like being like, oh no, I'm in trouble now. Although actually, I've never heard, no, we have heard other 3PO models talking, because there's the one in Jabba's palace who was like, Chupa. He's like, how rude. Or was that in Lando's, was that in Cloud City? I forget. Anyway, finally, the stormtroopers wipe out the first round of guards, and in walks Darth Mother Vader. That's how you make an entrance. Okay, I think I've recorded enough now to be able to play around with this. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that. It took me about half an hour to get through the first 5 minutes of Star Wars. If you enjoyed it, let me know, and we'll do this again sometime. Anyway, until next time, keep displaying model behavior.
Choose.